So I'd like to start by introducing Lindsay Nelson here. Lindsay's business is called Framework Creative. Maybe if you could put a link in the chat, that would be awesome, Lindsay. Lindsay has been working very hard on our website, harder than anyone might imagine, because it's encountered this incredible glitch, which some of you may have discovered. We'll show you a workaround today for that glitch, so you can actually see the whole thing yourself. And no one in support anywhere knows how to resolve this issue. So hopefully within a few days we'll have it fixed. But in the meantime, we can still show you around and what it will look like for everybody once we get it right. And you'll be able to see it yourself, like with this tiny little tweak that you can make. And maybe if you could put that link in the chat too, that would be helpful, Lindsay. Welcome, Martha. So without further ado, I want to hand this over to Lindsay. And so Lindsay will give a run through of the website and show you all its functionality and what she's been up to. And then we'll go into Mindful May. And we have a few people here that will be telling you about what they're doing with Mindful May. And we'll be here to answer any of your questions about it as well. So yeah, over to Lindsay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jamie. Like Jamie said, I'm Lindsay and I run Framework Creative. I've been doing that for several years now, since 2017. And I build websites and design logos and do a whole range of other graphic design services as well. So brochures, newsletters, a lot of print design, and then a lot of like digital design stuff too, PDFs, stuff to go on websites and everything. So I do all of that. And I have enjoyed getting to work on the Instill Mindfulness redesign. So certainly Jamie, I guess, started that website, I guess, back when it first started. And so has really compiled I would say more than just a website. It's kind of like a resource library for everything mindfulness related. And so I guess my job was really just to kind of make that look a little fresher and a little easier to navigate and a little easier to view across devices. So I will go ahead and share my screen and we'll do like a little walkthrough here of the site. Does everybody see that? Okay. All right, so let's see. So here we are on the home page. I wanted to kind of simplify the navigation a little bit from what it was before. There were a lot of choices, a lot of drop downs, and I wanted to really make the navigation be able to appeal to the different audiences that might be coming to the site. And specifically, I wanted to make something jump out right away, which is the what is mindfulness, for those who might not be aware of what mindfulness is, and somebody who lands on the site and just has no clue. So I really wanted to have that stick out. So that's what you'll see there through that navigation. And then let's see. So as far as some things you'll see throughout the site, I love the Instill Mindfulness logo and just that circle or whatever you call it. And I knew as soon as I saw that was a huge inspiration for the site, and something that I wanted to incorporate prominently throughout the site. So you'll see that in all of the banners across all the tops of the pages. I really just wanted that to be super prominent because it's a really cool logo, I think. And then you'll also see this color palette that I selected. And really my inspiration for it was this main banner image that you see here of the sunrise or the sunset over the Appalachian Mountains. I knew I wanted something with blues that's calming, relaxing, but also those greens of nature, and then with some pops of yellow. So you'll see that color palette throughout the site. So yeah, so here we are on the homepage. Yeah, here's the main banner, and then a little introduction section. And beyond that, I kind of wanted to break it out into some of the different audiences. So right here on the main page, we have these call outs for individuals, for businesses, for schools. And then in the main navigation, we have organizations. So it's organized just slightly differently in the main navigation versus here on the homepage. But hopefully that will get you some more traction for those, the In Support program and the In Schools program, to have that right here on the homepage. I knew that I wanted to do something a little different with the testimonials. On the previous site, there was just one page with testimonials, and I wanted to kind of intersperse those throughout the site. So here on the homepage, I've got several rotating testimonials. And you'll see some different ones throughout the site as well. And then I wanted to bring in some news and events into the homepage. So you'll see here, I've brought in some of the more recent ones, and these link out, of course, to what you guys have going on. And then a link to see more, and then as well as events. So, and then just some more calls to action on the homepage here. And then the partners, some of the organizations that partner with Instill here at the bottom. And then here we have a subscribe link. That was one of my calls to action throughout the site that you'll see is for people to join the email list. So that pops up. And then at the bottom of every page, I've got this footer with a little description, some contact information, and then just some more links and tweets and stuff to check out. So that's kind of, the main page of the site. And then, like I was discussing, I wanted to break out the navigation for the various audiences, but I'll walk through here this What is Mindfulness, which I mentioned was really geared toward that person who just lands on the site and really doesn't know. And so we've got a definition, and then I pulled in something from the old site that Jamie had written about, like kind of an explanation of what it is. So I've got that pulled in, and then pulled in some benefits of mindfulness, and then the practice. So just some really good information that hopefully somebody that's brand new to mindfulness will take the time to read through and really be able to glean some good information from that. I'll flip on over to the For Individuals. So on this page, we're really highlighting just the different things that individuals can get involved in. So we've got that on here, as well as I pulled in the testimonials, like I mentioned here, for the that are specifically related to those individual programs. So that's kind of what that looks like. Also, they flip through kind of like they do on the homepage, but just a little different format. And for organizations, you'll find something similar. And hopefully you're seeing here, like I mentioned, the logo at the top of the different pages. And then I tried to pull in the different color schemes on different sections of the site to kind of make it cohesive. So there we have the offerings for individuals, and those of course link out to the various pages that we have for that. So for instance, the For Schools, I kept as that yellow. That's kind of the theme color for that section of the site. Just with information. Jamie really had great information throughout the old site. It was just a matter of, kind of reformatting, making things maybe a little bit more easy to flip through and hopefully scan a little bit more, and hopefully get some good engagement with the stuff that's on here. The testimonials, there are a ton of good testimonials for the In Schools program. So was able to put a ton of those in here. And then just having some of the logos of the past districts that were part of that. So, which I think really speaks to how, how great of a program it is that so many of the districts have done that here locally. So I thought that was a good thing to highlight. All right, so that's kind of what that looks like. The About Us page was kind of pulling in of some of the stuff from the old. There were several different about pages, I guess kind of sub pages. And so I kind of combined some of those and then also pulled in some new written content to kind of hopefully engage people with like a problem solution type of format for as far as the written content goes. So I did pull in a little bit of new written content. And then we're just going over, who we are, the history. And then this is, some of the things that you saw on the old site as far as these really important things, the vision, the mission, the core principles, the values, all of that stuff here, hopefully in a format that's really easy to engage with. More testimonials. These are different ones. I think I was able to use all the testimonials from the old site, just interspersed throughout the site. The team is something that I did a little differently. I set up each team member with their own little subpage. So we'll just click here on Jessie's. So that's kind of what that looks like. It has their her own little page and with all the information, and then we can click to go back. Takes you right back to that section. So we can see the teachers here, they're all set up like that. And then the other leadership, so the board members are here. And then if you could click over to this tab, it'll show all of the advisory team members in this section. So that was something I wanted to do, was use these, I guess what I call like sortable like sections where people can kind of easily sort what they're trying to see. You'll see that more in the resources section. But yeah, I'll go to that in a minute. And then one of the things that we've added here is a support us page. So this is just a way to show people several of the ways that they can get involved. So donating, the merch, set up the merch page, and then the Kroger and Amazon. So, and this is a page that, can keep growing as there's more ways to support and partner with Instill. So that's something I'm sure Jamie will be updating regularly. And let's see, so I'll head on up to, I'm going to skip ahead to the news page, or the resources page rather, because I was referring to the sortable features that I really like about the new site, and this is one of them. There were, like I said at the beginning, so many resources. It's amazing, just all the resources that are here, and I'm hoping that this is a little bit more of a user-friendly way to get to those and to use those, so that more people can use them and take advantage of all the things that are here. So these are just the ones that Jamie had on the old site. So I've just copied those over, and these are all in this toggle format, so people can click and read the different ones, and then they're all sortable up here by the type of resource that they are. So we can see just all this information here about different resources. Click in, and then all of these links are, of course, external links to the various resources. So that's kind of what that looks like. And then Jamie also had this amazing mindful media section on the former site. And I've got all of those things here. In this first section, it's apps, documentaries, movies, podcasts. So these are also sortable. So we can click through and see all these things. And then below, I have the books, because there were so many different types of books that each had their own I guess, genre related to mindfulness. So those are also sortable just like that. So that's kind of what the resource page looks like now. And like I said, hopefully that's something that's useful for a lot of folks. Go to the news page. This is just the blog. So a lot of the things that Jamie posts on the blog are news. So a little bit different. I just categorize some things to make them maybe sort in a little bit differently, but otherwise these are just the things that you've seen on the blog page from the former site. And then I also added a section here on all the media appearances that you've had through Instill Mindfulness. So that's the news page. And then events. I've got 3 different sections on this page. So obviously Mindful May, that's kind of the big push right now. So you can see here, these are little just previews of whatever the most current events are going to be, will be in this section here. I've also got the meditation groups, which were in a different section on the old site, I think, but what I did was set them up so that, once again, it's kind of my theme for this site was the sortable feature here. They're sortable. These meditation groups are now sortable by location type, so that if somebody, is from Christiansburg, they can come right to Christiansburg and just see, oh, let's see what the available offerings are here in my area. So that's what that looks like. And then online mindfulness activities. I just pulled that into this bottom part of the events page here. So yeah, so we'll be talking a lot about Mindful May in a little bit. So I'll let Jamie show you that, I guess, if that's part of what he's going to do. But that's all in here, that information for the Mindful May. So all the different events are here just in a nice grid to see. So, all right, let's see. I guess there's just one more. No, that should be all the main pages, because the donate button will go to an external link. So that's kind of all the main pages of the site. And then of course there's lots of subpages. So Jamie, was there anything else that you wanted me to go through, or is that kind of what you were thinking?
That is an amazingly fast summary for all the work you've done. Just once again, want to reiterate how impressed we are at Instill with the work you've put into this. And I saw that Jodie posted the comment stunning. I'm not sure, there may have been other comments as well. This would be an opportunity now for anyone to ask questions. If there's anything you want to be clearer on the site, or if you want to know more about what Lindsay does, now would be a good time to ask those questions.
This is Chris. I've got it's beautiful. I mean, so much that I wasn't aware was on the old site, frankly. My question is, how does this connect to the look and feel of the online, whatever the other gizmo is, the online community, I guess you call it, Jamie?
Yeah, the online community. That's a good question. Maybe that's something we could get some help with Lindsay on as well, is making the online community look a little different. Like, that's kind of restricted. There's not a whole lot of things you can do with that, but we can change a few colors around and do a few things like that. So that's a good point, Chris. I think to have a bit more consistency between the two might be a good idea.
And but in the old site, you used to log in on you could do something logging in on the site that this is replacing. This doesn't have a sign-up page or anything other than joining the newsletter. Is that correct?
No, it has several. So it has the sign-up page for that. It has the sign-up pages for Inspire, like if you wanted to sign up for the Inspire gatherings. And it also has a sign-up for the online community. And that's mentioned several times throughout it.
Right. So we're not driving people. I mean, it's. I just wanted to be clear, so I can find an event through this page or through the online community. Is that?
Yes, and that's always been the case. What you will find, though, is more events through the online community, because we have a lot of people involved in the online community that are not strictly involved with Instill. So yeah, there are a lot more options. And even like the film club, you're not going to typically see that on this website. You're typically only going to see that in the online community.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Beautiful, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Lindsay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is there, can you put in the chat how to reach you?
Oh, sure. Yes.
I did put a link to her website in the chat.
Okay.
So you could click on that, and that has a contact page. But if you want to elaborate on that.
Actually, believe it or not, Jamie, with all that I've had going on with your website, my website is currently down.
Oh.
I am in maintenance mode. So probably don't go to my website right now. But hopefully I will have that back up really soon. I need to do some updates on my own website. So, but yes, you can definitely email me. I sent my email there in the chat box. And then, Jamie, do you want me to talk about the nocache link that we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Okay.
So I put another link in the chat, and that's got this little thing at the end, and you can see it in the top of Lindsay's there, $nocache equals 1. If you come across a page, and it's pretty much every page now, where something looks like it might be missing, just put that at the end and you'll be able to see it.
Yep. Yeah, it's some sort of bizarre glitch that I've never dealt with before, and apparently all of the support for every possible outlet that I've tried has also never heard of this glitch. So yeah, so I just put in just the end part of that, which you can add to any page if you have any issues. Now, some people that I've talked to and shown it to have said it's loading completely fine for them. So it's possible that you will see what I've shown you here today, and it's possible that you won't, at least until we get it resolved. So.
And if you go on your phone, no problem. And if you've ever tried to look at the Instill Mindfulness website on your phone, you probably never try it again. But now you can, because it actually works now.
Yes, and actually on mobile, it seems to not have any sort of glitches at the moment. So mobile is actually the best way to look at it for now.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments or anything you want to share?
Looks great.
I just want to say I love how the logo for Mindful May is the same logo with a splash of color. It makes you feel like there's something happening right now, but it's also connected to the other. So it's really good visual language.
Wonderful. Glad you appreciate that. We'll pass that on to our design, our logo designer, a guy called Parish Lee, who we can also share details with if you want someone to design a logo for you. He's good for that.
I so want to be a part of this group.
You are.
Instill Mindfulness. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad, because you are.
I know. I'm just saying, who wouldn't? This is beautiful. It is magnificent. Yeah. Who wouldn't, Jamie? This is, wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I think you put that as well as anyone could, Jodie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels so open and spacious.
Yes. All of you is welcome here. Indeed.
Wonderful. Anyone else? Okay. Well, thank you, Lindsay. Really appreciate that. That's a great walkthrough, and it's been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, may your website be up soon. Wonderful. Well, let's move on to Mindful May. We're really excited about this. We've been putting a lot of effort into making it happen, and we have several people here who are leading things. So what I think we might do is invite them first to speak, and then I'll go over the remaining bits and pieces. Maybe we should let's start with Martha, because Martha's leading the forest bathing, which was scheduled for tomorrow. So we've been frantically trying to deal with the fact that the weather is not very conducive to forest bathing tomorrow. And I think Martha has come up with a solution, which is not yet on our website, because this is like, we're talking in the last half hour, this has been resolved. So Martha, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, if we stayed with tomorrow, we'd be taking a literal forest bath. So inside of that, Jeannie and I spoke, and on the 29th, we're going to go with 1:30 on the 29th to gather together at her house. And we'll meet there, and I'll have Lori will have the walking trekking poles for you. And I'm going to guide a little walking stick yoga practice for us together. And then we'll all convene over at Bottom Creek Gorge for the walk and enjoy all of our senses as we mindfully walk through the forest. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, so that'll be updated soon. And then also I'm part of the Be at Peace at Spikenard Farm. And I'm very much looking forward to that because I've not been there. And I hear it's really quite a delight and a beautiful place. So right now, what I'm considering leading there is a meditation that is incorporating a havening technique, which is a form of touch. So I'm going to offer that. It's kind of a way to amplify your practice and bring in an added level of self-soothing. And being outside will definitely evoke that as well. And then again, I'll be offering a little bit of the walking stick yoga. So would love to connect with you all at either of those events.
And I'll add a bit more. Thank you, Martha. I'll add a bit more about Be at Peace. It's a really special day, and this is something we were going to have, I think, last August. Is that right, Laurie? It was around August. And COVID put an end to that. So we're really looking forward to this because it's been a long time in the making. And what this is a collaboration between ourselves and Spikenard Farm. So there will be a lot of activities run there by Spikenard people. And then there will also be Martha, Joe Klein, and myself leading activities from Instill. And we'll be combining the two, and there'll be periods of the day where there'll be options where you can choose between different things. We're starting it rather late. It's a day long, but it goes from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the reason for that is we're having a meal there, a dinner there, which is all locally sourced, and yeah, a lot of it's grown on Spikenard Farm, or it's nearby, next door. What is the name of it? What is it?
Riverstone, I think.
Riverstone Farm. But yeah, so the meal will be spectacular. And then we're going to have a full moon bonfire after that. And so that will be, watching, and it's on a hill that essentially faces east-west. So we'll be able to watch the sunset and the sunrise and the moon rise at pretty much the same time. So that'll be a pretty nice, mindful way to finish the day. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. We're not promoting it very heavily because we're almost sold out already. So if you are interested in coming, I would recommend purchasing your ticket very soon. That's for the 14th of May. So thank you, Martha. I really appreciate that.
Can I throw in a couple things?
Yes, please.
Yeah, camping is available. If you wanted to spend the night there, you could camp. And if anybody doesn't know, Spikenard is a biodynamic bee sanctuary. So it follows the Steiner model, I guess, is Rudolf Steiner.
That's right. And since we got you here, Laura, you're leading a few things this Mindful May. Do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, I think the only one with my name on it is the hiker feed, which one of our law enforcement officer members of Instill, his actual name is R. Scott Schwartz, or is it
I
Schwartz?
don't.
And so we call him RDOT, and that's his new trail name. He started on the AT on March 11th. He hit Damascus yesterday, I believe, and he's headed this way. And we're still kind of coordinating with him to get the exact date, but my guess is May 14 or May 15. We're going to meet him up on the Blue Ridge Parkway at mile marker, I think it's 76.3. It's just north of Peaks of Otter. The Appalachian Trail crosses up there, and it's about 0.4 of a mile to an AT shelter known as Thunder Hill. And all those details will be on there as soon as we get a date and so forth. So I'm planning to go the day before RDOT arrives and sort of set up a camping area. We'll have a fire circle. I invite people to come and go as they wish. There's lots of great hiking up there. There's the AT, but there's also all this stuff around Peaks of Otter. So there's some loop trails, some waterfall trails up there. What once upon a time was believed to be the highest mountain in Virginia. Clearly it's not behind Peaks of Otter, but that's an interesting hike if you want to take it. And then when RDOT shows up, the plan is everybody would bring food. And I have lots of these Dutch ovens, and another friend of ours, Trisha, her brother's a chef, and we're coordinating to do a lot of hot dishes in the Dutch ovens. But the hope is community will bring lots of fresh foods. Hikers love fresh fruits, the stuff they're not packing with them. And and we're hoping RDOT will bring a big crowd in, and just seeing people come in and get so excited about food. It's really wonderful. So I invite you to join us.
And you've got a rough date for that at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, we're saying the weekend of May 14, 15.
So the same weekend as Be at Peace.
Yeah, it is. But as you said, Be at Peace is probably going to fill.
Yeah. It's not a problem for us at all. It's just it's a problem for me because I won't be able to camp the whole weekend. But I'll definitely be out there on the Sunday.
Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of up to RDOT's schedule because we don't want to hold him up. He's on the move. He's got a goal to get to Katahdin, and he's still, he'll still have 1,500 miles to go when he gets to us. So we're just cheering him on.
Right. So Laurie, there is something else you're leading in Mindful May, and that is the Saturday Inspire gatherings. And we've got a few Inspire facilitators.
Oh, that's true.
So
those are so ongoing. I don't think I'm as Mindful May, but of course on Saturday mornings by Zoom at 9 a.m. we do an Inspire gathering. It's 9 to 10:30, and we've been investigating the paramitas, which are the great perfections. They're attitudes that we attempt to cultivate in our lives, and we're doing one a month. And so we started in January with generosity, we moved on to morality, and then renunciation, and we just finished up on wisdom, and we'll be starting in May with the topic of energy. So what do we do with our energy? What does that mean? So that link, of course, is available on our website. And then what's the other thing I'm involved in?
Oh, that's the main thing. You also lead meditations on Wednesdays.
Right.
So
Yep. Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. meditation. We have a meditation every day at 8 a.m. and I'm Wednesdays.
And we have several of our Instill Daily Meditation teachers here too. I'll name them, and if there's something special you're planning on doing on May, please put your hand up. We have Laurie, of course, we have Doro, we have Martha, we have Elisha, and myself. So, and we every day, 8 a.m., come join us. They're free and they're fun. We do a lot of different practices over the course of a week. Let's move on to Jodie. Jodie, I know you've got something pretty special planned for your Inspire on Tuesday evenings.
Yes, we're continuing Wake Up Grateful by Lindsay Nelson, and I will be doing mindful art. So if you would like to do some mindful art with us, come and join us on Tuesdays at 6 to 7. On some of them will be 6 to 7:30, but we're going to stop at 7 on the nights that the Thich Nhat Hanh book will be offered. So we can catch an hour of that.
Okay, fantastic. And that's, I just want to be clear, that's online and in person
Yes.
in Independence.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mary Rossa leads the Roanoke Inspire. And what are you guys up to right now, Mary Rossa? You're on mute.
We just started the Artist Way. We're on basically chapter 2. So, anybody can join us and jump in at any point. And there's one person that's fairly new to the group that he has done. He's already kind of completed it, and he's circling back and doing it again. so I like that, because he's got a lot of insight on the how to do this class. But it's an ongoing class, and anybody can jump in. I'd like for everybody to join us.
Is it in person or online or both?
It's, well, I think it's going to be in both at this point, because one of the members of the group is in New Mexico, and she is sending her link to me. Well, she already sent it, so that she can join us on Zoom on Sunday. So I've already gotten permission from Unity Church that we can use their computer access every single time. So I have a Zoom link. It's the free one, but if I can swing the money, I'll do a unlimited Zoom.
You don't need to do that. We can set you up. That's what we have Zoom for. Like, we're using it right now. Like, so we can set you up.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have permission to use Zoom. So I'll talk to you about that later, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that. But generally, and what time is it on Sundays?
From 1 to 2:30.
1 to 2:30, and that's at Roanoke Unity.
It's in the Unity, and it's down in the gathering room. Unity Church wanted us to go back downstairs, Jamie, so we're in the gathering room.
Okay.
I like it down there.
We have a number of people from Roanoke on this call, so definitely invite you to head on down. Mary Ross has been doing some great things there.
Well, we're kicking it in. So, and I think with the Zoom link, I think we'll draw in. I think it would be better. I think we'll be able to draw in more people.
Okay, we'll get that started as soon as we can. And finally, Elisha leads the Sunday morning Inspire, which is an online Inspire at 9 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also teach on Sunday mornings, Qigong mostly, but it's mindful movement, and it's different almost every day that I teach. This week coming up, I'm thinking that I'm going to do a practice for improving your eyesight. So if anybody wants to work on different meditative techniques to improve your eyesight, that'll be Sunday at 8. And then we have the Inspire gathering, which we don't have a focus. We let whatever comes happen and let what arises with the people that come. But we have very intriguing conversations and sometimes do movement and meditate together. So highly recommend it for connecting with each other. And then for Mindful May, I'm doing my favorite thing, which is kayaking or paddling, and inviting even the unexperienced. We have a really affordable way to rent boats, and we'll be out in one of the most beautiful parts of the New River that's local, going from Eggleston to Pembroke. Lots of big rock formations and some really fun rapids that aren't dangerous. And I wrote a little something about paddling. Mindful paddling. Do you see how the light glistens on the surface, reflecting those trees? Can you hear the chatter of the kingfisher, the splash of the rapids? Can you feel the silky water's coolness, the gentle breeze against your skin? Are you mindful of your circular paddle strokes? Your friends beside you, be they human, a turtle, an otter? We'll surrender to the flow of the river. Use all our senses to navigate. Use our bodies in harmony with the elements. Relax our minds and hearts. to reflect nature out into our lives. It's also dazzling and a refuge.
And that's on the afternoon of Friday, the 27th, I believe.
Yeah, that's Friday the 27th. I think we're starting at 1. I'll have a few different options if you happen to have your own boat. I'll have another option for our own shuttling, but the rental of the boat includes shuttling. So it's just kind of all taken care of. I'm going to make a little scavenger hunt with some of these things, like, can you see the sky on the water? Can you see yourself? We might do some writing. We'll probably pause and maybe meditate. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope people come.
Thank
The
you.
website says noon. Has it moved to 1?
Oh no, it's noon. If it says noon, it's noon.
It'd be easier for me if it was at 1, but I'll get off work early to go paddling with you.
I would love that.
Okay, and it's nearly 4 weeks away, so it may change slightly. If it may change to 1, just keep an eye on, watch that space.
All right.
I think I might have had to do 12 because he closes at 4.
There
I
you
just
go.
wanted to make sure we could fit it.
Mhm. There you go. Jamie, you're talking. We've got some things happening this week, and Jamie's going to be at one of them on Saturday.
Yeah, the in Draper at what's the name of the farm, Jamie?
It's called Merck Farms.
Merck
it's the
Farm.
New Mountain Mercantile, the Draper Village. It's all part of that.
Yeah, so they're from I think the title of it is Be at One at One. So a chance to walk the labyrinth, which I've walked a few labyrinths. So when the opportunity came up to do this, I said, yeah, I can do that. So I'm looking forward to being there and seeing some of you there, hopefully. And I think
When is that?
It's next Saturday, the 7th. Is it the 7th?
Oh.
The 7th. At 12:30. There's a talk at 12:30, and the event starts at 1. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you haven't walked a labyrinth, it's a wonderful process. It's a great. It's almost like a walking meditation. With a, for me, it's a. I don't know if allegory is the right word for life. In terms of the paths that we take. It's a shaped path, so it's not quite like life where you don't have any branches where you have to decide, am I going to go left or right? If you reach a fork in the road, take it. Yeah, so come join us on next Saturday to be at 1 at 1.
And
actually 12:30.
Where is that? Where is it?
It's at Draper. It's the Draper Is it Draper Mercantile? Is that the actual name of it?
And where is that?
Well, it's the Draper Village is the whole complex, and so it's a part of that. The Draper Mercantile is part of that. David, so if you go down 81, head 81 south, it's just after Pulaski.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful spot and a great place to have lunch. A number of us here had lunch there last week, actually, for our strategic planning gathering, which we had at Draper, in the Draper Village there as well. And to be clear, like Saturday is World Labyrinth Day, and that's why they have this B1 at 1. This walk's happening all around the world at 1 p.m. Wherever you are. So technically, you could go to several of them if you had a vehicle that was fast enough. And it will be led by Brian Gardner, who's a certified labyrinth facilitator person. He's responsible for the labyrinth there. So that should be a great day. Definitely recommend getting along to that.
Also add that labyrinth is open to the public 24/7, and the whole little village there is the head of the New River Trail. So
really?
it's one of the,
Okay.
I guess it's the southern terminus of the trail.
Bring a bicycle. It's a beautiful ride.
Yeah, it's like a 50-mile trail, bicycle trail headed north. Rails to trail conversion, I believe.
Yeah, it is. Now, also happening this week, Film Club. Chris.
Thanks, Jamie. On May the 4th, be with us, right? No Star Wars fans. Okay. we're not going to do a Star Wars. We probably should do a Star Wars movie, right? But instead, we're going to watch a film called May I Be Happy. And it's a documentary about teaching mindfulness to children from a whole variety of locations. It's 79 minutes and it starts at 7:30. And after we watch, we usually chit chat about it and share any reactions to the movie. So I think I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you will consider joining. It's on the Mindful May page, or if you're already a member of the community, go to groups, you'll see Film Club, and sign-up's not required, but if you do sign up, then we know you're coming.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, and to be clear, like, so what Chris does essentially is share screen, so everyone's watching it at the same time on a shared screen. It's just it's a great way to watch a movie communally and completely separate locations.
Yeah.
So and Chris shows movies periodically. I'd say on average probably once every month or two. So if you're a member of the group, you'll get those heads up that they're coming. So even if you don't want to watch this one, I'd still recommend joining his film club group. And finally, there's a whole bunch more stuff going on, but we have something that hasn't even been announced yet. So this is a very special announcement that we're about to make, and it will be appearing on the Mindful May page very soon. Taj.
So I have a group in the community called Mindful Improv. And for the last 12 years or so, my main mindfulness practice has been acting improv. And I've been exploring the last couple of years, learning how to teach, crossing play with meditation. So I'm going to offer a 1-hour little taste of playful meditation. It'll be May 18th, which is a Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern online. And you're welcome to come check it out. There might be a tiny little taste of mindful improv mixed into the playful meditation. So a little crossing of the two. And next Saturday, posted in the community, I have a very, very gentle introduction to mindful improv. And if anyone's interested in that, that's unfortunately it's the same time as the Labyrinth Walk, but I'm in Portland, so it's 3 hours earlier here. But if anybody's wanting to jump online and check out improv, you can look in the community for that event as well.
Thank you so much, Taj. I appreciate you. So good having you as part of the community.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to talk about a few other things that are happening in Mindful May. The big one for us, and it's been really hard to elucidate exactly what this is, so I'll try now, is Make It Count. And so this is being put on by two of our Abingdon crew from the Abingdon Inspire. I guess earlier when we were talking about Inspire, there were two gatherings we didn't mention. One is the one that I facilitate on Thursday mornings. Let me know if you want to attend. We've got a restricted kind of membership for that. It's just we didn't want it to get too big, but if you want to join, you can join. Just let me know, and I'll get you in there. And the other one is Abingdon on Mondays. And I don't think we have too many people from anywhere near Abingdon here, but that's put together by two of our community members, Jackie Pyle and Kim Dove. And they're putting together this Make It Count thing, which is essentially, it's an opportunity to develop a habit around self-care this month. So you commit to something that you want to do for your own self-care, and you aim to do it every day. And every time you do it, you put a little bit of money in a jar. And at the end of the month, you give that money to Instill, because Mindful May is also a fundraiser for Instill. We definitely want to encourage people to we want to encourage their generosity through the month of May. We're putting on a lot of free events, and we want to continue putting on free events, as many as possible. And it's through that generosity that makes it possible. So that's something we'll be encouraging throughout the month of May. And we've got a whole spiel about it that I haven't said today, which I was going to say, and I've completely forgotten to do. But maybe Laurie, I think you probably memorized it by now, have you?
I wouldn't say I've memorized it, but basically that everything we do on a donation basis. And please understand, we are a nonprofit organization and we rely on the generosity of our members.
Yeah. And so, yeah, every bit counts, but yeah, you put $1 or $2 in a jar each day, and that's, you know, 30 or 50 bucks for Instill at the end of the month. And that would be awesome. So, and hopefully you contributed to your own self-care in that time. That's the thing that's most important. So that's what Make It Count's about. It's like a, yeah, what do they call it? A triple, what is it? A win-win basically, but it's a win-win-win thing. Our daily meditations, let's see, inspire. Okay, Nancy Harvey is one of our community members, and she did this in November as well, when we had our November thing. She has a weekly meditation in the Zen Zone that's in person and online. And that's donation-based meditation, and all the donations to that in the month of May will go to Instill, as will all the donations to her walking stick yoga event. So that the meditation in the Zen Zone is on Tuesdays at noon Eastern, and it's just a half-hour meditation. And then the walking stick yoga event is on Sunday, May the 8th, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And that's at Gross Yoga and Pilates in Cloverdale, which is near Roanoke. So that's worth checking out. You attend any of that and you'll be supporting Instill just by attending. Alan Forrest, are you here yet, Alan? No. Okay. He was going to try and make it if he could. Alan Forrest is putting on the Pieces Every Step book discussion group. That's a book by Thich Nhat Hanh. And they will be meeting in person at Life in Balance in Christiansburg 3 times through the month of May. That'll be on Tuesday evenings. But actually, Jodie, that's the thing. Like, it's not going to be online, that meeting. So you don't need to cut your thing, Inspire short. What he's also doing is, in the online community, he has a group for Pieces Every Step, and there will be a discussion being carried on there, but that'll be asynchronously. It won't be live. So you can participate in that discussion any old time you like. And you can even start that discussion now if you like, and get Alan moving on that if you've started reading it. Or even if you haven't, if you just want to introduce yourself, that would be great. So yeah, invite you to get involved in that, even if you're not going to attend any of the in-person sessions. We also have, okay, so this is important, the live online writing workshop with Ellen Bass. She's a chancellor, a chancellor of the Academy of American Poets. She's very well, highly regarded. We only have 100 places available for that on the Zoom call. And I think we've had 30 people register for it in the last week. Like, it's, if you want to attend, you need to register now. That's going to be closed down probably in a couple of days. Yeah, live online writing workshop with Ellen Bass. That's on Thursday, May the 12th, 6:30 p.m. And that's via Zoom. And speaking of writing workshops, this one will not close down. Bill McCauley, who's one of our community members in the Right Mindfulness group that we have, WRITE, Mindfulness, is leading a 3-part workshop on Tuesdays, May 17, 24, and 31 at 6:30 p.m. called Being Writing, Feeling the Written Word. And there's a whole description on what those sessions will be like. You don't need to attend every one. You can attend just the ones that work for you. But yeah, that will be going on. And then the other thing is the Five Bridges Wellness Fair, which is something we'll be joining in Marion on Friday, May the 20th. Jodie will be there. I believe Kim from the Abingdon group will be there. We'll be leading some activities, some mindfulness-based activities while we're there. And it's at Hungry Mother State Park, which is beautiful. So come along, check out the park and pay us a visit while you're there at the booth. And that's pretty much Mindful May. It adds up to about 70 events or more, I think. They just keep growing because people keep adding them, which is fantastic. So that's most of it in a nutshell. Any
So all of
questions?
those, Jamie, all of those are listed on the the place on the website,
Yeah.
and the locations and times and all
Yeah,
that.
so you can go to our online community, and if you type in the search bar Mindful May, for some reason you have to scroll a little bit, but you'll scroll down and you'll see something that says Mindful May, a month of mindfulness or something like that. Click on that and it's got everything listed except for Taj's event, but that will change soon. And it's also the date will be wrong until pretty soon for Martha's for the forest bathing, because that's
So it's not the same website as the Laura just told us about, correct?
So that's in the online community. It's also in our it's also the thing Lindsay was showing us. She showed us the Mindful May page. I put the link in the chat, and I'll put it there again because there are a whole bunch more links now. It's got this is the link with the nocache thing at the end. If you don't do that at the moment, the whole page is blank, and we have no idea why. But if you do that, you can see everything. And again, that will be updated with that other information very soon, and with Taj's information very
Jamie,
soon.
you
Yes.
just replied to me with that link instead of to everybody.
Yes, I did that totally on purpose. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Everyone in meeting. Let's try again. There we go. Bam. So that's, if you use that link, you'll be able to see everything. And if you go to our website, Lindsay's actually changed all the links to Mindful May to that link, so it works as a bit of a stopgap.
Question.
Yes, David.
So after we finish this Zoom call, how do you get to the chat where all the links are?
You can save the chat. If you click on the little 3 dots down the bottom there in the chat box, at the top it says save chat, and it will actually save to your computer in your documents. And then you'll have access to all of them.
I have a question, Jamie.
Yeah, Dora.
I don't know how difficult it would be. There's so many events and meetings and activities. If there were a calendar, just, what's happening this weekend, what's happening tomorrow?
Well, essentially that's what the online community is for. So you can register, I think, for all of these events are mentioned in our online community. I'm almost certain of that. So just a quick run through of how the online community works. Almost everything that happens in the online community happens within its group. So if you join that group, it will then be accessible to you. So if there's anything there, for instance, you're interested in the film club, join the film club, and then in your general feed, when you click on events, it'll be there. So it'll just start populating your events field more and more as you join other groups. And that's the way to make sure you're only getting things in your feed that you're interested in. Otherwise, you're just going to be swamped. We've got over 30 events a week in a normal week. So you probably don't want to see all of them. You just want to see the ones you want to do or want to participate in. So that's the way to start seeing them all. If you go to your events feed now, you'll see Mindful May will come up. Everyone has that in their events feed because and same with them. No, not even Make It Count. Make It Count's its own group, but Mindful May has it. And if you click on that event, it has everything listed. And then you can click on any of those things from there, and it will take you to that place in the online community. So that's probably the shortcut, is to go to that. And I'll actually give you that right now, so you can all go to that. Where are we? Online community. Okay. If you go to this, if you go to that link, all the links within that will take you within the online community to the relevant place in the online community. And that'll enable you to join those groups if you wish, or RSVP to those events, whatever works for you. So that's the way to, and what you can do within the online community, any of the events, you can add them to your own personal online calendar if you have one. And you can also, if you RSVP, you'll get a reminder half an hour beforehand If it's an online event, it's about 2 hours beforehand if it's an in-person event. Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you tell me again how to save the chat? I mean, I saw the little 3 buttons.
Yeah, 3 buttons.
And then there's a drop-down menu that says, chat.
It should have save chat at the top. It should be the very top thing.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Is this the 3 dots? It might not be the same 3 dots. Are you in the chat?
Yes, I am.
You're in the chat,
and
down the bottom there on the right-hand side, there's 3 dots in the white part of the screen with the chat.
Okay, I just have like a bunch of emojis and then there's 3 dots, and I'm not seeing it. So I'm on an iPad. I don't know if that makes any difference.
Click the 3 dots, David.
Which 3 dots? I mean, there's like
to the right of the emoji.
To the right of the emoji thing, there's 3 dots.
Mine said save chat when I did that.
I did too.
Oh, well. Okay, well.
I've saved the chat. I'll email it to you, David.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Cool.
And Jamie, to be clear, if you click on Mindful May on the .org site, doesn't it come up as a calendar that lists all the events chronologically?
Well, it lists all the events chronologically, but not as a calendar. And it isn't a calendar. It doesn't like present as a calendar.
But it has a date and event, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. But in the online community, the events all start appearing in order and, as they occur. So that would be the way I'd recommend using it as the online community. And yeah, you can use our website as well if you don't want a calendar format, if you just want to see what's happening next. But if you want to RSVP and get reminded, and if you want to add it to your online calendar, really the way to do it is through the online community.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of functionality for that. Any other questions? Comments or otherwise? Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for showing up, guys. It's so good to see all of you here. It's just, I love our community. It's something that really moves me every time I get to connect with you all, and that's quite regularly. Anyway, you know what I mean. So yeah, I really appreciate connecting with you all and seeing a couple of old faces I haven't seen in a while. And yeah, may you have a mindful May, and may it serve.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.